right, welcome everybody. We're going to do a demonstration of Parathon Pulse, and we're going to do it from a policy perspective. So just a little background, Parathon Pulse allows you to integrate your data, all of your financial data, with a large language model like OpenAI or any other large language model. So we do this across the board, across the entire hospital spectrum for all their data, including their contracts, their policies, et cetera. And we're going to talk specifically about policies in this example. We're going to show you how we can use Parathon Pulse to understand how payer policies impact reimbursements across different roles in the organization. You can also use Pulse to program agents and do a lot of other stuff, but we're going to look at it from the talk to your data perspective. Now, policies I thought were very important because they are a huge problem. They can impact up to 30 to 40% of reimbursements. They are resulting in a lot of denials, a lot of underpayments, and hospitals just don't have a handle on them today. In fact, I don't think maybe even some of the C-levels understand the impact these policies are having on reimbursements, their revenue, and their margin. So that's why this is very important. So we're going to look at it from different perspectives within the organization, and we'll start from prompts that you can ask from a managed care perspective. So we'll start there first. So as you can see, we're in Pulse now. We started a new chat. So we're going to ask, show me recent payer policies impacting reimbursements. And don't worry, that we'll fix that in a second. Across our contracts. We'll just check that. You don't need to fix it, but you certainly can do that. And let's see what that says. So again, Pulse will look at all your financial data. It integrates that data with the large language model. So you have the power of large language models. You have the power to create an agent to do this if you want to do it automatically, or you can just, if a managed care executive wanted to, do this themselves. So you can see what's going on once they ask for show me recent payer policies impacting reimbursements across our contracts. So certainly based on the recent inquiry, your contract database, here are the most significant payer policy updates in the last 6 months that have impacted your reimbursements across your contracts. So we see it's talking about United Healthcare and prior authorization. That's actually very relevant. Telehealth reimbursement changes, Blue Cross Blue Shield, modifier changes, Aetna, and Cigna. So you can continue to drill down to that, but this is just a sample prompt that somebody in a managed care perspective might ask about the policies. Of course, they can get more granular. So now let's look at it from the policy impact of one thing that I see is a lot of CFS executives or people doing the follow-up or people scheduling things, are looking into the revenue cycle impact of a policy. Again, there could be hundreds of policies, even thousands of policies for large systems. So we're going to look at it now from the PFS revenue cycle perspective, and we'll ask Pulse, was the underpayment caused by we'll come back and fix that in a second, caused by a payer policy change. Now, obviously, you'll get a lot more granular in terms of, figuring out, but let's say they are working on a work queue of underpayments and they want to see if it's caused by a payer policy change. They may have the account numbers or whatever kind of information is needed. So let's see what the prompt says. Based on a review of your recent claims and contract data, it appears the underpayment is likely linked to a recent payer policy changes. Here are some summary of findings. So it's talking about the modifiers, the telehealth, the medical necessity. So again, you can dig down as far as you want in this, because with Parathon, with Pulse, we take your entire financial spectrum and we enable all that financial data to be able to communicate with an LLM. So we create financial accuracy in terms of that communication. The hard part is getting your data communicated with an LLM. That's what Parathon Pulse does, and specifically what our PDB technology does as well. So now we'll look at it from a front office perspective, scheduling perspective. I run into this a lot where they're trying to schedule, but then it requires a pre-cert and they didn't know about it and it was related to a policy, and we'll ask some questions related to front office. will any current payer policies impact reimbursement for this service before scheduling? Obviously, you'll have that information. That the PFS person will have the details of that information. We're just doing this from a demonstration standpoint. And again, we can ask Pulse. We can have an agent program and do this for us if we want. But you can see the information now is coming back from Pulse. And it says, based on a review of your most current contract and policy data, here are the payer policies currently in effect that could impact reimbursements for services scheduled now. And then it talks about prior authorization, medical necessity, and the policies that are coming from United Healthcare, Aetna, Cigna, example, Blue Cross Blue Shield, et cetera, et cetera. So this is just a simple demonstration on how you can use Parathon Pulse in relation to your policies. Hospitals have to get a hand around these policies. They are seriously impacting denials and underpayments, and today hospitals can't really share the information and inquire on these policies in a way that Pulse would enable them to do. So, quick example, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you very much.